So did everybody have a good week? Go like this if you had a good week. Oh, look at all those thumbs up. Oh, 2 thumbs up down there in the corner with Nicole. Yay, good. It was a good week.
It's kind of exciting because, the first is coming and the scale.
Yeah.
I love your videos, Lulu. You make me laugh every time. And it's just like such a feel good. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
I always send you little comments, but they just make my day. Whatever you do. I just have to say thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you for saying that.
Just, warms my heart.
Oh, that's nice.
You're such a beautiful person.
Babe.
Thank you. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it.
I really, really appreciate it too.
Fortunately, I love doing it, so.
You can tell.
Yeah.
You can tell.
I don't do anything I don't love, I just don't want to. I'm done with that, I spend time with the people I want to spend time with, and I do the things that I want to do. And fortunately, one of those things that I want to do is to take good care of myself and eat well. So thank goodness, because if I didn't love doing that, I wouldn't be doing that either. But
thank you. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Okay. Well, I'm hitting the road tomorrow. I'm heading back home.
Oh,
So it will be back to the old content. No more shenanigans on the beach.
And we're going to be watching you in your garage, right?
Yeah, I'll be back in the garage tweaking.
The garage.
Yeah, I'll be back in the garage tweaking my van. Oh gosh. Anyway, so it's 6 o'clock. Should we start? All right, let's get started here. Hello and welcome to Lulu's Way, healthy food, healthy life. My name is Lulu. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be your host this evening. In order to keep this meeting free from distraction, we ask that all in attendance please mute yourselves unless you are speaking. And we also ask that you keep the video mode turned off if you're doing anything other than sitting and participating in this meeting so that we can minimize distraction. In this community, we gather to support, encourage, and inspire on the benefits of nutrition, weight loss, wellness, and the joy that comes from choosing to serve yourself well. We are not medically trained, nor do we have any formal training in nutrition. We come together here for the sole purpose of providing support, sharing experiences, and promoting a healthy lifestyle. It may be wise to check with your healthcare professional with any dietary suggestions or advice you receive from this group discussion, particularly if you have health challenges. Individuals in this group may have different ideas on how to eat healthy. Just figure out what works best for you and do it your way. So today, I want to go over again. I know we have a lot of new people here, and the last time I talked about this, I wasn't recording. I'd like to get this recorded, and this is always relevant and always information that we need to remember, and that's the cycle of overeating. Because, no matter, we're all kind of on the wagon, right? And then it's kind of like we don't want to fall off the wagon, right? So, but my past shows me that I fall off the wagon. I saw it many, many, many times, that I had this resolve. So I want you to really think about now, when we talked about that, maybe like a month or two ago, perhaps you hadn't jumped in the wagon yet. You heard that, maybe that was something that motivated you to hop on the wagon. But you gotta, it's important to revisit the details of what can happen. And we don't, because we want to stay in the wagon, I want to stay in the wagon. I don't want to get caught. I don't want to get caught with, in a vulnerable time when I'm going to use food emotionally, because I don't want to do that anymore. Because it was always it was like I always used it. It was either like, because I was happy, mad, sad, glad. Didn't matter what it was. It's just you celebrate with it, you commiserate with it, and it just becomes like your best friend / worst enemy. you know? So I'm just going to do a quick screen share, and we'll go over this really quickly, and then I'd like to really talk about each part of it. Anyway, so this is like, if you really kind of think about it, everything starts with feelings, and we always call it hunger, and it's almost never hunger. It's almost never hunger. It's feelings. It's like boredom. It's sadness. It's depression. It's being unhappy with yourself, or it's getting together with friends and it feels really exciting, and it's always about like feelings. And then if we're going to get into this cycle, it's always going to start with the memories of I might feel better if, I would feel better if, because I'm so depressed, I will feel better if I go out and get a hot fudge sundae. I am so happy about celebrating my friend's birthday that I know I'll feel better if I just indulge tonight and have the cake and have the pizza. So it goes either way, happy, mad, glad, sad, And so for me, it's been very important for me that the minute that I think that, I have to bring it back to the feelings and always consider what it is I'm feeling, and that what the food is not going to take care of. It's not going to take care of it. It will not take care of it. It will make things worse. So I always try to stay right in those two dots. Bring it right back up and say, why am I even thinking about this? Because the minute you get down into 3 o'clock, where you start to negotiate, and you start to think like, well, I've been good for 2 months, I've lost 20 pounds, and what's going to be one night? So this is, you're telling yourself lies, and then you're going to start to get obsessed with the idea. And when you get there, it's almost hard to get rid of it. It's almost hard to just like say, nope, I'm going to go back to the feelings. I mean, it's not impossible, but I like to, if I even think about myself negotiating, I know I'm in a dangerous place, because in no time I'm going to start to rationalize. I'm going to go from negotiating to rationalizing. I'm going to take that first bite, and it's so friggin' innocent, and it's so like, it's just a little something, and you're not going to wake up fat tomorrow, which is true, but what happens is it's just going to, for me, it just sets up the compulsion. And it's just, now I'm gonna always be obsessing, negotiating, rationalizing, lying, negotiating, rationalizing, lying, until those little compulsions and cravings, and maybe my overeating is not out of control at that moment, but it's right around the corner, because I'm kind of off the wagon in a way, and then you start to feel the remorse, guilt, and regret and guilt, and oh my God, what did I do? I was doing so good, and then you start making all those resolutions and promises again, until the next feeling comes. And something? Life is just a series of situations and feelings. It up, down, sideways, and I can't be using food for those things. It doesn't even make any sense when you really think about it, because the relief that I've ever gotten from food, when I've decided, like, okay, I'm just gonna have something, and it's like, for the first, like, I'm gonna say 9 seconds tops, it feels like ecstasy, because it doesn't take long for me to start realizing what I've just done and where I'm probably going to go. And then it just ruins the whole binge anyway. So, so it's kind of like, don't even freaking go there, So, so today, the wagon that I'm in is, it's not, it is about weight management, because I'm a bite away from being back into a size 22 pants again, okay? Because it all starts with that, once I start hopping on that cycle of overeating and addiction. It's addiction, really. You know, like, we were sitting on the beach today, Laura and I, because Renee took off, and we were just talking about just the gratitude and feeling good, just really feeling good. It's just like, there's just like no price tag for that. Because like, when you just feel good, and you just feel good every day, and you wake up and you're not in pain, and I mean, I was on a phone call with a friend today that's just in a lot of pain, struggling with different things, and she was on the phone today with somebody that's struggling with health issues, and it's everywhere, you know. And you know, if I end up like that, it's not going to be because of me. It's just going to be because of fate, and if God puts that in my path. But you know, I just want to do my 1%, really. I mean, when you really think about it, because it's like everything is out of our control anyway, you know. But I got to do my 1%, because I have, you know, I feel like I co-create my life with my Creator, and you know, I might not have the steering wheel, but you know, I'm a co-pilot, you know, and I have to do my part. Now tomorrow I'm gonna hit the road, and you know, I was gonna go grocery shopping tonight after this call, and then I thought, no, I don't want to go to Whole Foods at 8 o'clock at night, because sometimes things are a little picked over. I like it when everything's fresh. I want everything fresh, you know, and I like to dig in the back for the later dates. That's what I do. And I'm going to fill that big ass cooler with all this beautiful stuff. It's going to take me all the way home. And I did a bunch of prep cooking today, and it's just the most important thing for me, you know. I don't want to get back into that cycle, because you know, that cycle is so depressing, to be in that cycle. I can remember in my past, I can remember being on that cycle, all the way from the feelings to the memory, the negotiation, the rationalizing, the cravings and compulsion, the you know, the overeating, the regret and the remorse, the resolutions. I have recollections of going through that cycle like more than once in a day, like where I would this would happen, and then I would be remorseful and just kind of say, I'm not going to wait till Monday. I'm going to get right back on now. And then just like later on in the day, just back in that cycle. I just know that if I hop off, I don't know if I'm going to get back on, you know, because I'm really not like, I'm just like you, you know. I'm not like, I don't have any special powers, you know, and I just do it, you know. Like I always say, like, there's people that want it, there's people that need it, and then there's the people that do it. Because you can want and need it all you want, but if you're not doing it, you're not doing it. And it's really not that bad, let me just say, because it just brings me peace. I feel peace all day long. And you know, we also have a topics list, because I had put a Facebook post asking for anybody here with ideas on different topics, and we do have that list, and we're going to go through those topics over the next few weeks. But for some reason, Barbara and I were talking about the cycle of overeating today, and just thought that for the new people here to see that and to just have it explained. So Barb,
yes.
So you've been doing this for a year, and you've been 100% committed, And like, what's that done for your life? What's that done for your not just the weight?
Oh, that's a great question. Yeah, my life has really changed, and like probably everybody here, I've been here before, and then I've left and gone on, gotten heavy again and gotten to size 22 and back. When you're in it, and I like to hear what people say about this.
Yeah.
There's just so much clarity, like, and I believe for me, it's the sugar. Like, I've eliminated sugar, and so I have a clarity, and I know what my lifetime goal is. And it's when I have that sugar, I can feel a switch. I can literally feel a switch, and then I have no control over, because there's all kinds of candy in my house. There's all kinds of stuff, and I don't touch it because it's like crack cocaine for me. I mean, honestly, it will throw me off of, I'll be in that cycle, on the bad side of that cycle. But by changing my life, my physical activity is easier. I can literally get off the floor, right? Getting off the floor for me was very difficult. And I actually found a picture of me at a wedding from 2022. So I'm going to take another picture of me and I'll share it with you guys, just because this is what can happen in a year, and everything changes, everything I can do, the energy that I have. And I don't do caffeine, and I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs either, but I don't drink. And so everything is just pure energy that I get from the fuel/food I put in my body.
I have a question for you. When you see that candy that's all over your house, do you ever go into that memory and go back? Like, do you find yourself saying, like, I remember those were delicious, and then you just kind of bring yourself back? So you see what I mean about going between those two? And then but not getting to the negotiation.
Pizza's hard for me because I love pizza, and thankfully, I'm dairy intolerant, and so pizza's just off because I get sick. So that's good. But yeah, when that food is there and I can smell it, I'm just like, but honestly, Lulu, I don't know how many people think this way, but I just go, it's just like cat food. I'm not going to eat cat food. I'm not going to eat the chocolate, right? Everybody raise your hand. How many people think of Lulu's cat food analogy, right? I do. And so, and it's helpful. Like these little snippets that you give, I don't even know if you even realize that you say it. But, yeah, I just look at it like cat food.
Yeah.
Those things that don't serve me well, I eat for nutritional reasons only. That's the way you have to eat. For nutritional reasons only, to fuel your body with the best fuel you can put in it. Think about it like you're putting in 93 octane. You're not putting in 87, you're putting in 93 octane just by eating vegetables and the proper grains and the proper protein and staying away from the simple carbs. So yeah, I'm not tempted, but if I had one bite, Lulu,
yeah,
I'd be done.
Yeah, I know.
I've just gone through it too many times, and I know.
Yeah. So that's a perfect. You're a perfect example of this cycle. So exactly what I mean about going right here and saying, nope, it's the cat food. That's so you're bringing yourself right back up, because the next one down is negotiations, and that's where it starts to get really rough.
So what you're saying, Lulu, you get the feeling, and what you want to do is the cat food thing goes back to resolutions and resolve, right? That's kind of like the reset.
Well, it's kind of like well, I think that if you want to even go look at why you even thought about having it, like why did you even think about having it, and see if there were ever any feelings involved. If you were looking for relief from something, or you would it's just because it's there. You know, bring yourself just right back to the feelings, even if the feeling is like, you know, why did I just want that? Why did I even think about having that? You know?
Yeah, I'll tell you one big one for me is when there's change in my life, and there's change in our lives all the time. But if there's a change in my life, something that I don't have any control over, I'll grab for food because I say to myself, I have control over this. I want this. I'm going to eat it. That's what I want. And I'm talking about candy. I'm talking about pizza. I'm talking about all the bad things. It generally, for me, was around loss of control of something in my life.
Yeah.
And so I have control of something. So I'll say, Barb, you can do whatever you want. You want that piece of candy? Have that piece of candy. And I'll talk myself into it. Right? That's my negotiation.
Yeah.
Because I have lost some control of something. And it always seemed to be when there was some kind of change. And so, you know, wow. I just...
It's interesting to know that. Like, it's really cool that you even know that about yourself. Because think about, like, when you are in the throes of it, you just like oblivious to it. You just keep shoveling it in, not even really thinking much about it. You know.
Well, it's a trial.
Yeah. So it's good. But here we go.
But I think, well, once you get to clarity, and people here, and Nicole, I hope you don't mind me pointing you out. But you have the clarity right now, right? You're crystal clear on your mission. It's for me right now. I have such clarity. And when I get the sugar in my brain, it's when I lose the clarity. Mm. So it's the sugar. For me, it's the sugar addiction. I know it. I've just been through it so many times. Yeah. I had success when I didn't eat sugar, and I lost success when I ate the sugar.
Right.
But I know I just from being here for 3 months now, right? Everybody, we've been here for 3 months. And April 1st is coming up on Monday. Will you be back in Massachusetts for Monday? Lulu?
For weigh-in day?
Yeah.
No, probably Tuesday. I think I'm planning to be home about Tuesday. Yeah. But you know something?
No rush.
I'm just going to be totally honest here, and I don't know this for sure, but I'm expecting that perhaps my weight's up a little bit. I've been much more sedentary here on this trip than I typically am. I'm usually moving, walking. When I'm home, I'm like, I never sit down, right? And usually when I'm vacationing, I'm usually getting around too. But I've just, other than my meetups, I never sit down. I never sit down. You can't get me down, right? And but this vacation has been very sedentary, and I wouldn't be surprised if my weight's up a little bit, and I'm not even worried about it because my clothes fit. I'm staying on my food plan. I have not. I just think that food plan that I follow has been serving me well when I'm in my normal routine. This is. I could be on a trip and be hiking all the time and perhaps be home and lose weight because that food plan wouldn't have been enough. So it's like, whatever it is, I don't even need to change. I don't need to be on a vacation that I'm sitting in a chair all day at the beach and say, I need to eat less food because I'm on the beach. Or, I need more food because I went hiking every day. You know, I can just stay, do what I'm doing, check when I check, take care of it because it will be taken care of. I am certain. So I don't even need to worry about it. I don't even need, like, I'll be sitting here and I'll be like, I think I have a double chin. I'll turn my head and I'll be like, I think I felt some fat right there. You know, and I don't even know if it's there. I don't think it's there. I don't know. I look and it's not there, but I can, this is how crazy my head is sometimes, you know, but I'm just like, well, I'll know when I get home, you know, and then I'll just take care of it. I will make those modifications to my food plan, and I will be on a weight loss plan just like you, any of you here that are following that plan. And then I'll just go back to my other plan when I've taken care of business because I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to take care of it. Now, I could go home and I could have lost because that's happened to me before too. I know I got fat, and then I go and I'm like down, you know. So that's why I fired myself from the job. I'm not going to let this kind of stuff make or break my day. No way. I'm not going to be sitting here going like, oh, I'm feeling a little chubby and now I got to go home and weigh in and it's going to be terrible. I'm going to hate myself. No, I'm not going to hate myself. I'm going to love myself for checking and for being on top of it. You know? But I'm going to take
every week I do that. Every week I do that, Lulu. I go, oh, I gained weight this week. I'm gonna have to reduce. Now, I think I gained weight this week. And then I get on and it's like, and honestly, it's the same. It goes up like half a pound. Zing, zing, zing. Like,
up
I'm
and
like
down,
this
up and
little
down.
jagged hill.
Yeah.
Half a pound up, half a pound down, half a pound up, half a pound down.
Which means you're staying
But
the
it's just
same.
this mind game. Oh, such a silly mind game.
Yeah. And that's why, like, a lot of it just starts right here. It's just really has very little to do with hunger. I mean, seriously. I don't think I was hungry for 20 years, you know? And now I get hungry. I get hungry when it's time to eat. But I was a grazer. I was a real grazer. So I was never hungry. I had like an IV of food.
Yeah.
You know? So, but I don't have to live like that anymore.
Two of the sayings that I took away from your intro, and I'm just going to throw them up there, is I'm a bite away from a size 22 because that's that slippery slope.
Yes.
And that for me that really resonated with me. And then, but on the flip side of that, you said there's no price tag that I'm feeling good, and that resonated with me as well. That was like positive, and I agree with that. You just can't put a price tag on feeling good.
No.
So,
and I feel good about the fact that I might go home and see the scale up a bit, and that I'm going to take care of it. I'm excited. I'm already kind of thinking about it, thinking about the modifications and stuff, and the things I can maybe stop having. Some of the higher fat things I might want to just stop. Sometimes, like instead of choosing like nuts for a protein, I'm better off with fish because fish is almost no fat. And nuts is a lot of fat, but I still have all the nuts I want, and I'll keep doing that until I shouldn't, because it's maybe not serving me well at this moment.
I'll be interested to hear on Thursday. So that would be good. So by the next meeting, then you'll be back, and everybody will have had their weigh in.
Yes,
the first
I'll have my weigh in. Yep, and
we can all.
I'm gonna tell it like it is. I'll tell it like it is. I'll be like, yep, my double chin was true. It was true.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah.
I always have one. I've learned to love it.
There you go.
It's just always there. Some people have a strong chin.
Yeah. You
have a strong chin. I have a weak chin. Weak chin, strong heart. That's what
there
I like
you go.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Shall we open it up?
Let's open it up. Okay, let's hear from Nicole. Nicole, tell us.
Woo!
Yay! Hi, Nicole.
Hi, everyone. Ooh, this is good stuff. This is good stuff. I really appreciate, the opening remarks because it's just exactly what I like to hear, what I need to hear. It affirms kind of the path I'm on. Yeah. And, I was thinking about how, we have our before pictures, we all know. So I'm like, oh, goodness, look at that picture. And I was thinking how it's not going to be before and after pictures because that kind of seems like you're done if you're showing an after picture, but like a then and now, just kind of switching that in my mind because that was then and this is now, and that will continue to go forward, and I think it'll be fun sometime to share pictures like that. Because I know some in my photo book where I just was like, this has to go in the depths of hiding because it's so horrible, but that was then, and I'm not there anymore and I'm not going back there. So it's exciting to hear this kind of talk and reconnect with you guys every week. And I just wanted to comment about that cycle, of overeating, and how when you get off into like the 3 o'clock and on, how long sometimes it can take to get back. You know, this is the first time in my life where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going down there, because I've done that so many times. And sometimes it takes years to start again, because you've just disappointed yourself and failed, and you just don't even have it to try again. So years can go by. At least for me, it had. And so, you know, I'm 55 and a half, and it's like, I don't have a lot of years, even if I have 50, which probably, you know, maybe, that I don't have enough time to disappoint myself that long anymore. I don't want to go there. So I love this kind of encouragement. And I agree, Barb, that cat food thing Lulu said in one of her videos stuck with me, because at first I kind of whined a little to myself, like, but you know, oh look, they get to have that, and look what I see in their cupboard or on their counter, and you know, kind of like a pity party. It's like, you know what, that's not my food anymore. So the cat analogy was hilarious, because I wouldn't go drool about that, even if it looks great with gravy and everything on the picture. You know, I would be like, that's disgusting. That does not gonna serve me well. You know. So I appreciate those things, because they really do like stick in my head. And then also, Lulu, in one of the calls we had recently, you said, you know, someone was saying they were bored with some of the food, and you were like, you know, maybe if you think about your thoughts, are you looking for a hit from the food? You know, is it because it's just not, you know, you just need that kind of a hit? And I think of that because now my husband is a little bit more free with eating what he likes to eat, whereas I think at first he was like hiding or eating it outside of the house because he thought it might tempt me. And I said, you know, I'm okay with whatever you're doing. It's okay, because I'm doing what I'm doing, you know, and you can join me when you want, and you can do what you want when you want to, and I'm okay. You don't have to like sneak it away. Yeah. So it's that feeling like it isn't like coming from the outside in, this rule about a diet or whatever. It's coming from inside out now. It's like the clarity and the commitment is there. And it's gold to me. I don't want to drop it. I am super protective of what's going in the head, because, you know, I get some like YouTube videos, like here's a person like who's giving up sugar, but they fell off the wagon and they're going to tell their story. And I don't want to hear a lot of that, because I don't want to hear about falling off the wagon. I like to hear about what's going on in this wagon. And I know we all might at different times have struggles, but I don't want to feed my mind with how to get back up on the horse. I want to stay on the horse. You know, it's precious to me. I feel like I've been given a gift, you know, a lifeline, and it was there all along, but I didn't believe it for myself. You know, I thought that's what other people do. That's what successful people on commercials for weight loss diets do. You know, not me, because I have problems and I'm an emotional eater. You know, so just kind of giving it up completely, like kind of putting yourself through the mental process of, do I want to keep doing what I'm doing and getting what I'm getting? Right. And how sad is that if you pick self-abuse? You know, and I kind of try to be there for everyone. You know, I try not to disappoint people. I try to take on what I can, and to think, you know, I'm kind of last, and then we'll just eat whatever as like kind of a filler to make me feel okay. You know, that's kind of how it was. And now I have a lot going on, and I have a lot of responsibilities, and I feel like I actually am doing something to promote myself to be able to do that by taking care of myself. So anyway, I'm thrilled with all of the feels and the knowledge I get from this group. I see it as precious gold, and I don't want to drop it. I want to carry it on home. You know, I don't want to find out like later on, well, shoot, that was a mistake. You know, I want to catch it before it hasn't started, but if it starts, I'm going to be all over it. I'll be screaming to my buddy and Lulu and everyone, you know, help. But yeah. I think I've got that change where it's like, I don't, you know, I think Maya Angelou said, or maybe it was Alice Walker. Someone wrote a book called Wouldn't Take Nothing for My Journey Now. And I'd like to read that book. It's kind of like a spiritual type book. But, you know, the path I'm on now, I wouldn't take anything for this. You know, I want this. And so if there's something else came along that was dazzling and seems super easy, I know that's a lie. This is giving me the peace, and it's not that hard. I mean, in the beginning it was, but it's not anymore. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing when you don't have to fight yourself because you're doing what's right for yourself. So I don't know. I'm kind of rambling. I always write a lot of random notes, but there's a song. There's a pop song. You might know it, but one of the lines is, "I wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend." And I love that song. It's a really great song to dance to, but I don't want to be on the ledge or near the ledge. I want to go the other way, and I'll run the other way, you know, because if you think about being on a cliff, you know, deciding, am I going to care for myself or am I not? Am I going to give up on myself? It has a long fall with a lot of bumps and not a lot of fun. And so that's kind of how I see overeating and sugar eating and disregard, like, oh, I'll deal with this some other time. You know, that's falling over the ledge for me. So I've stepped back from the ledge and I'm running the other way, and I want to keep running and keep the wind beneath my wings going that way. So yeah, that's all I really have to say, but I appreciate you guys being here because it's super empowering to know you and to be on this journey together.
That was beautiful, Nicole.
That was really good.
Well,
then and now picture. It's, you know, it's one of those, like Lulu says, it's a ideal weight, or you know, it's not, you know, I don't know. It's just when you phrase things the perfect way, and that was phrased the perfect way.
Ideal weight instead of goal weight. Instead of goal weight, ideal weight instead of goal weight. Yeah. Yeah.
Just those little nuances, and that was, you know, I said before and after pic, but I really enjoy the then and now picture because it shows it's more of a positive and not a or an ending.
Not an ending, right? Yeah, and those were powerful words. Lulu, I saved the email when you said, and remember, it doesn't end. So powerful, because I think we're always kind of waiting, like, am I done with this yet? You know, did I finish it? And knowing, no, we're going to be eating till our last day. You know what I mean? So it doesn't end. And the truth is just really powerful and empowering.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's kind of like, it can end. It can end, but a lot of other things are going to end too. All the benefits of it not ending will end too, you know. And you know, when you were mentioning about how sometimes it takes years to get it back, when I was in my early 40s, I followed a food plan like this, and I did it for a couple of years. I lost a lot of weight, and I did this for like a couple of years, and it really seemed like that was going to be it. And one day I decided a glass of wine would be a great idea. And, you know, did that glass of wine kill me? Not that day it didn't, but it just started me on the goddamn cycle. I got right back on that cycle because there's sugar in that, you know? And it was something against my permission. That was not on my food plan. Alcohol is not on my food plan. So I broke a promise to myself. And then I had to kind of process that, and it's just so hard to go back. And it took me 10 years. 10 years. Yep. And I don't like jump back on the wagon the next day. I jump back on the wagon a decade later. of decade of hell, by the way. Because then I started. Then that's when my alcohol problem took off, and I was drinking so much because I was just so miserable. I was drinking and I was eating, I was smoking. I was just a friggin' hot mess. And yeah, so I was your age. I was 55. So this is your beginning. This is your beginning, and here I am. I'm 65. You know, And it's just, and I sure hope it doesn't end, because life is too good. You know, it's really good. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
Everything is comfortable, and I'm just not breaking promises to myself. This is what I say I'm going to do for myself, to serve myself well, and then I just do it. You know, not just talk about it and wish for it. No more wishing I was something, you know.
Yeah.
So
Thanks,
glad
Nicole.
you're here, Nicole. I can see a difference in you. I just see
Well, I would like to ask something.
you look
What?
very
Here's the
bright.
thing. Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
Did you notice it too? Yeah.
Yeah, look at her shoulders. Her
Yeah,
shoulders
your
look
shoulders
forward.
look different, and your face looks, you just look like you're lit up.
See, this is why I come here. No, you guys are sweet.
Great
My
shoulders.
clothes
I don't know about anybody else.
My clothes aren't
But if
hurting me. You know, I've noticed just that, like the clothes that were tight, that I was like, oh boy, I can't even wear these clothes without hurting. Those clothes are now comfortable. So, you know, it's only been, I can't wait to see what it is, but it's only been like 26 pounds or so, but you know, it's just the beginning, and it already is so great, you know.
That's good.
So
Excellent.
yeah.
Only been 26 pounds.
Only
If you had
20.
said that
Been
3 months
26
ago, you would have
pounds.
been,
Yeah.
oh, I'd love to lose 26 pounds. Now you're like, oh, it's only been 26
yeah.
pounds. You're doing so good, Nicole. It's
Yeah,
just
you're
a
doing
matter
amazing.
of time now.
Thank you guys. Just
enjoy
thank
the
you
journey.
guys.
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
you're here with us. I love it.
Yep.
Okay, so let's see.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Hi. Who are you?
This is Joyce, and my husband and I, we have been on the plan since January. And I just want to
Okay.
say that it is, everything is so positive with you, Lulu, and we just appreciate that so much. And you are rubbing off on my husband, and he doesn't listen to you as often as I do. I just tell him everything that you're saying and everything. And after our meal tonight, and we had a very healthy meal, we had salmon, spinach, a salad, lentils, and then after he ate, I noticed that he was over at the cabinet getting something, and he got, I think, 2 ounces of almonds. And I said, "Are you still hungry?" He says, "No, not really, but I just want to go ahead and have my almonds while it is time for me to eat." And I thought that was real positive, that he realizes that we're fasting from our evening meal until breakfast, and that he wanted to obey the rules. So
that's wonderful that you're doing it together. There's a few people that write to me that their husbands are doing it with them too, and I think that's just.
And the crazy thing about it was I had him on the women's plan before you told me, there's a men's plan.
Oh, that's you. Oh, yeah.
That's me.
You told me that he lost a lot more weight than you, and I said, "Is he following the same food plan as you?" And I was like, and you said yes. I was like, oh, well, no wonder why the weight's falling off him. He's not eating enough food. And you emailed me, right? You emailed me, and I sent you the plan.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Was he happy with that extra food?
Oh, yes, he's very happy with the extra.
Yeah.
Very, very happy.
Good.
Well, we're glad you're here, Joyce.
Yeah,
and we're
glad you're here,
you
Joyce.
and your husband are doing well.
Yes, thank you. Okay, Pam is next. Hi, Pam.
Hi. Well, I was going to say, not the cat food thing, but I always hear myself repeating, "I don't eat that." The way you say, Lulu, is I don't eat that. Like, it's not that I don't want it or anything like that.
Instead of I can't. Instead of I can't have it, you say I don't have it. Yes.
I don't eat that. I don't eat that. It's not
so much better.
What I like. And this week has been, I've been in that feelings, emotions space off and on for the last few days. I haven't fallen out of it though. I have not, how to say it. I haven't, I've been able to remind myself that the memory is not all good. the memory that you get, like when you do eat from those feelings, like I've wanted to, but I've been reminding myself rather than that's going to make me feel better, it's like, no, that's going to make this whole thing you've been doing go to shit. It's over if you do that.
Yep.
And I haven't like fallen off of that, but I've had a lot of challenges with emotions this week. So it's been a very challenging week, but I haven't wanted to eat the candy or the junk or snack or do anything different. I've been able to remind myself that, no, this is just how I do it now. And that doesn't solve the problem. One of that book I was reading about binging, it was saying how when you do binge, when you're dealing with an emotion, and you binge, what it's doing is taking your mind off of that sad feeling for the moment. So that it's just taking the place of that sad moment. So you don't have to be sad for those 5 minutes. But then that when you finish eating it, that sad is still there.
And another sad. And then a new sad.
And then an additional feeling comes up.
Sad.
Because then you feel bad or you feel angry at yourself.
Right.
So that's how I've been dealing with not using food to go to it. I've cried a lot. I've read a lot. I've been writing and doing things, but I haven't turned to food, and I don't want to.
Oh,
I don't want to. I said this last week. I can't believe I feel this way.
Yeah.
It's just so easy now. This is the stuff I want to eat, and I don't want to do it any other way.
That's so great, Pam.
Yeah, and
yay, Pam.
That's all right, because I've had an emotional week, so that's enough for me now.
Well, Pam, I will say this, and I truly believe this: crying is a good thing.
Yeah,
right. Crying is a release of everything that's in you, and when I cry, I'm a crier, man. I cry. Hallmark cards. I'm always crying, but it's such a release of whatever it is. And so if you're going to cry, just cry and know that it's okay to cry and you're in a safe space, or if you're by yourself, that crying is a gift. And if you can have that emotion and you can cry and just feel it, because don't you kind of feel like after a good cry, you're like tired and you're just like, yeah, it's gone. Right?
It gets it all. It's like it releases toxins.
Like a cleansing.
Yes, it's a cleansing. It gets toxins out of you, and I've got a few more days to go on this roller coaster week, but I don't feel scared that I'm not going to be able to handle it food wise.
Right.
I'm not upset about that or anxious about that at all. So
that's amazing, Pam.
That's a nice place to be, right, Pam?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a whole pressure off of me, because if I was eating along with going through everything, then I would just have more to deal with, more to go through, so that I don't have to worry about me. I just have to worry about everything else that's happening.
Yep. Good on you, Pam.
Yeah, good. And I'm going to meet you.
Yes.
I'm going to meet you at my meetup this June, and I
can't wait.
think that you and I are going to sit down and have a big ass salad together. What do you say?
I love it. I would love it.
I want to be there for that big ass salad.
Oh, Bob's going to be there too. Is there anybody else here that's going to be there?
Beyond excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too.
Yeah.
I've never met either one of them in person, so that's going to be exciting.
Oh, it's going to be special.
Kind of like a couple weeks ago with Chris. When I met Chris. Yeah. When I met Chris at the meetup, I was like, oh my God, it's Chris. It's Chris. In the flesh. Thanks so much, Pam.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Let's see, who do we get next? Chris.
Hi, everyone. Hope
Hi.
Chris.
So many thoughts are racing through my mind, and everything everyone has said has so resonated, in particular the starting over, rallying yourself to try again. I'm going to try to be brief, but I want to start by saying that the past is part of my journey. it's what it's taken me to find the way that will work, that will be forever. It's like you said, Nicole, then and now. But now is going to last until I close my eyes. I'm confident in that. I feel that I have the skills. And I want to tell you a story about me and diabetes. And this is such a safe place that, over the years, I get a lot of flack from, why are you eating that? Don't you know you're a diabetic? It's like, yes, I do know I'm a diabetic. Okay, you don't have to remind me. Every time there'd be a family gathering and I'm about to have some cake, my mother would be there. Oh, don't forget your diabetes. And there was a time when I worked overseas, and before I was diagnosed with diabetes, I didn't know what was happening to me. I had been on diets, come off, 6 months later, try again, a year later, try again, 2 years later, try again. And I didn't realize what was happening to me, but as soon as I got to my office in the morning, I was working overseas, and so I would drink the local sodas. Remember the old Coke bottles, how tall they were? Well, the local ones. And diabetes, Barb talks a lot about sugar being the devil, and it is the devil. And so my body, the more sugar that I gave it, is the more that my body craved. I couldn't function. As soon as I got to the office, I'd have them bring me 2 of the large bottles of soda. And my body, there's a thirst that is, you cannot quench when your diabetes is raging. And I would take those bottles and throw them down my throat, and soda would be rolling all down my neck because I couldn't get enough, until finally they flew me to Miami to the hospital. And I had blood sugars that were over 900. I was still walking around. And you would think that I would never let that happen again, that I would get on a path where I would always be healthy. But I did get on a path, but I couldn't stay on it. I didn't have the right tools. I could always lose weight. I could never keep it off. I believe this time I'm going to keep it off when I get there. It's just a feeling. It's just knowing the things that I have to eat. Lulu talks about it all the time. There's no thought involved. I know what I have to eat. This week was a challenging week for me because I had major dental surgery. I had a tooth extracted, I had a bone graft, and a post put in. And I was thinking about it last week, and people were saying, you need to go and have that surgery. I said, oh no, I got to go to Lulu's meetup, so that has to be after the meetup. I am not missing my meetup. But I thought about it when I came home last Wednesday, and I thought, okay, what do you need to do? You need to prep. You're not going to be able to chew. They're going to want to bring you soup. The first thing I told family, and do not bring me any soup. Your soup will never be in the proportions of things that I need. And I steamed a lot of vegetables. And it sounds crazy, but I measured out for my meal, including my grain in the evening, and I pureed in my Vitamix. Exactly the amount that I was. Now, did I get fed up of eating soup? Yes, but I was able to stay on my plan and eat what I was supposed to eat. I didn't have to worry about it because I thought about it beforehand and I was ready for it. And so I just want to encourage everyone, think ahead. I know some of you are traveling. Pam, you're going to be traveling, and you're already thinking about how you're going to organize yourself so that you're going to have what you need so that you can do what's really good for you, what really serves you well. And there was a birthday lunch at my office today. Young lady's turning 22, and they, can we get you something? No, I'm going to bring my own food. Okay, but we're ordering from Olive Garden. What about a salad? I said, no, because I can bring my own salad. You don't have to pay for a salad for me. I can bring my own. Well, can we get you a vegan cake? I said, absolutely not. I'm not having any cake. And they get it after a while, but, it was a celebration, and they feel that, your food's not good enough for a celebration. And we sat in our conference room, and we had it, and everything was fine. But it's getting easier. It gets easier. And as you said, Barb, I have a 24-year-old. She's got candy and stuff in the house. It doesn't tempt me anymore. In the beginning, she'd have her Reese's. They would tempt me. I don't even eat Reese's. I don't even eat that. That's not my, that would never be my preferred, I would never buy that. Now, if it was a Snickers, but, you know, those things don't tempt me anymore. You buy what you want to buy. Little by little, things are rubbing off on her. We grocery shop on Wednesdays. She's preparing meals now. You know, still got a lot of ingredients that I prefer she doesn't use, but rather than always eating fast foods, she's preparing her meals. And she actually says that she's felt better. You know, she had a week where she didn't feel like cooking and she was buying food. She says, you know, I feel differently. I felt better when I was making my own meals. So, we teach by example. So we're not going to beat anyone over the head with a hammer, but they're going to see what you're doing. They're going to see feeling better. They're going to see that you have energy. They're going to see that the pains that you complained of are much less. And so that's where I am. And the last thing I want to say is, Barb, I have a strong-ish chin, followed up by lots of double chin, and I'm proud of it. Those are my battle scars. Like you,
that's right.
I'm embracing them. So,
amen, Chris.
Yeah.
Pass to Chris.
That's great. Yeah,
I can listen to you all day. I say that every week. I can listen to you all day. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, what an amazing example you are for your daughter, huh? That's really cool. That's really cool. And you know, that's really nothing more than I've been. I mean, I think people started watching my channel and they saw how I ate, but then a year later they're like, oh, like she kind of keeps doing this. Like, what's up with that? You know? And it's just, it took a while for people to really be intrigued by it, which is what sparked this meeting. Because it's just a demonstration of what anyone can do, really, you know, if you want it bad enough, you know. But thank you, Chris. Thank you for sharing, Chris. And
what I really liked about what Chris said, sorry, Lulu, is the past is part of the journey. It's part of her journey. And I think that's true for me as well, and probably all of us, is that we can't forget the past and where we don't want to go back to.
Right.
And just be, so that was really powerful, Chris. I like that a lot. And think ahead for success, because I got sick and I didn't have the good fortune of thinking ahead, right? My sickness wasn't scheduled. And I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I can't eat anything, but I'm going to keep that pureed veggies in mind. I think Marissa commented on that too. That's a great idea. If you can't eat something, just put it in a soup, puree up the vegetables, and you'll get all the nutrients. That's a wonderful idea. Thank you, Chris.
It is a good idea.
I had one more thing that I forgot to say. So I've been drinking Dandy Blend, and it is absolutely delicious. And I decided on Monday, because I had to take ibuprofen for the pain from the oral surgery, that I was going to stop drinking coffee, because I figured the ibuprofen would take care of any headaches from not having the coffee. So I'm happy to report that today is day 4. No coffee.
Wow.
I'm not sure if I would have had a headache, but you know, with the ibuprofen, I can't take strong painkillers because they make me ill. So all I can take is ibuprofen. So I can't tell whether I wouldn't have had a headache or not, but I decided I'm going to take advantage of this. No more coffee.
I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah, so somebody just
asked. Does it taste like coffee?
Well, somebody just asked why Dandy Blend. Well, you know, there's the typical hot beverages are coffee or tea, and when you're having tea, it's definitely not a replacement of coffee. It's a whole separate thing. Tea is tea and coffee is coffee. Now, when I needed to give up coffee, I was looking for something that would feel more like coffee, because the decaf wasn't doing it for me either. The decaf was making me all kind of wired up and stuff. And one of my subscribers suggested Dandy Blend, so I tried it, and I think what it is, it's a hot beverage, and it has a little bit of bitterness like coffee. So it's like it doesn't taste like coffee, but it's like coffee. It doesn't taste like it, but it's like it, you know, where way more than a cup of tea. I enjoy it. I enjoy it very much. Remember when I first went off the coffee and I kept calling it coffee? I'm going to have my coffee, and I'd be like, oh no, I'm not. Oh. And I mourned that loss. I really mourned that loss because I loved my cup of coffee. I didn't drink it all day long. I just had the one a day, but it was not serving me well. It was making me weird. It's like I'm weird enough, you know? Seattle Sue is next.
Greetings.
Hey, Sue. How are
Hi,
you?
Sue. Beautiful ladies. You know, I'll tell you, I was a teacher and I'm a hairdresser, retired now, but I was a hairdresser for 40 years. And so encouragement, my goal is to keep my mouth shut. I just can't help but reach out and encourage you because you guys encourage me. So anyway, one of these times I'll make it all the way through without speaking. Hey, Lulu.
Oh no, that's not a goal I would like you to have. I would like your hand to go up every time.
I'm a talker. I can't help myself.
Yeah, but that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for.
You guys are so fun. But yeah, I kind of had an aha moment and a funny story listening to Barb with the sugar and the addiction. And this was in December, and I was listening to Lulu in last December, about does this serve me well? And I was out Christmas shopping with my husband, and I was going into See's Candy and going to buy him some diabetic chocolates to put under the Christmas tree. And the lady was giving out free samples. Now, I have to tell you, I'm aware of sugar and I'm aware of that addiction. And I took that sample of dark chocolate and I said to myself, does it serve me well? I'm not stressed. I'm happy. It served me well. But then I told my husband after I ate it, I said, but you know what that did? It will prevent me from losing weight for one whole week. That little mistake. So, you know, but I learned the kind of an aha moment of addiction versus does it serve me well? And that stressed out eating. I've removed the sugar from my house, but I could walk through a pile of M&Ms. I could walk through a pile of chocolate bars. No. Been there, done that. No. But if it's a really good homemade baked good or pie or something, that would be my temptation. So I just try to not have it in my life, you know. But guilt. I was looking at, I love the chart that I took a picture of the chart that you guys put up at the beginning, the feelings, eating for those feelings. And I've seen this chart before years ago. And I think that's why the personal trainer I was working with had me starting to do a food diary, because the food diary, writing down and owning it, I blew it, but I wrote it down and I owned it. And when you own it, it stops the guilt and it kind of stops the overeating, stops you at first bite. If I take it, if I had that Oreo cookie, which I haven't had in a million years, if you eat it, write it down, claim it, and it stopped the guilt for me. And it was like back on track quicker. You know what I mean? Does that make sense to anybody? A little bit? Yeah. And like that chocolate I had at Christmas time, I wrote it down. It was 70 calories off of my I count calories. It's my personal goal. And I do 1,500 calories a day, but I'm also tracking, because I'm 63 now, I'm tracking, I'm only looking at protein and fiber and making sure I get enough within that. I'm not tracking carbs or anything, but anyway, that guilt, I worked with high school kids for years, and high school kids would get close to God. This was in church, and guilt, Satan would use guilt to separate people from God. God, these kids would think, well, God can't love me. I just got close to God over this retreat, and here I get back into school and I start cussing again. Satan uses guilt to separate us from God or that which is good for us. And so I don't let guilt rule my life. You know, I give it to God, and does it serve me well? Everything I take in it's medicine. Food is medicine. And the one lady that was cooking and being a good example to her daughter, I forgot which one of you it was. My daughter's now raised and through college, and she became a dietitian because of me and my eating and the way I eat and exercise. And yeah, it's kind of funny. But I just want to encourage us ladies to keep forward, and I'm always so encouraged by you all. And
thanks, Sue.
Keep on.
Yeah, thanks, Sue.
Oh, that's awesome.
So looks like we're about ready to rock and roll. It was so great to hear from everybody.
Right at 7:30.
Yeah, it was so great to hear from everybody. I'm so grateful those of you that are doing it and showing up for yourself every day, and anybody that's on this line that is not there yet. Hopefully you heard something in somebody tonight that makes you wanna jump on, you know, because it's a really great place to be. It's a really great place to be.